Absolutely shameless plug here. If you guys do not have the Moxie Indicator, if you have been wondering about it, this Friday was a perfect example of why I love the Moxie Indicator. It is the indicator that I developed. I've been using it 15 something years at this point. We do also have it for sale for Indicator of the Month this month. I'm doing a webinar coming up this Thursday, the 16th. You guys need to know about the Moxie Indicator. If you don't have it, this is a great time to pick it up because it's going to be on sale. As I said, shameless plug, but it is for good reason because look at these examples here. Here is FNGU. This is the leverage ETF of the FANG stocks. Okay, I had been talking about this. In fact, I was live on the mic Friday morning. I walked away once I was done. I was just telling everybody about this condition. I had walked away to make some breakfast. I came back and not 10 minutes later did the market start to come down, and I had just spoken about this. This is what I call an inverse trampoline move. Price above the 50 SMA, but the Moxie indicator still below zero. That is a false long. That is it's a bull trap basically. And the Moxie indicator was telling us to be careful about this. And I was just telling everybody on the mic about that. And you can see it here too. Here's price over the 50. Notice the Moxie indicator below zero. And what'd you get? Big pullback. How about here? Price was also over the 50. Notice the Moxie indicator below zero. What'd you get? Big pullback. And you could even see here, right there, price was over the 50, Moxie indicator was below zero. What'd you get? A pullback, okay? So yes, it was here. The charts were telling us that something was happening. How about the IWM? Same thing with the inverse trampoline move. Right here, price over the 50, Moxie indicator staying below zero. Something was happening. We knew this was happening for a few days. How about right here? You can see this was the last one. I want to say this was at the end of July into August. Price over the 50 SMA, Moxie indicator below zero, big drop. Okay, I've been telling people for weeks about this. Here is the SPX. You can see right there, Moxie price trigger. We got that Thursday. Thursday is when that thing fired, okay? And you can even see that price was coming up here. Look how shaky the Moxie indicator was looking. Not good. And you can see here another situation where price was over the 50, the Moxie indicator was below zero. This one was almost, I'm almost want to call it an inverse trampoline move. It did flash green and then red. So it did actually give a fresh red trigger, and then you got price coming back down here. So again, I'm just, shameless plug. I'm telling you guys, the Moxie indicator is extremely useful, and it was the #1 reason that I had been cautioning people in through here saying, hey, be careful, okay?